27% of Americans not paying federal income taxes, but yet they have the ability to vote for the entitlements and the free things that a manipulative government will promise them. All on the backs of the other half of the American people, the production class. And that's why I say every American deserves a tax cut. As you sit here today, the Republican Business Network, you're about small businesses. Dante and his car wash, you and your bakery that you have, that's the backbone of who we are. And most small businesses, guess what? Their tax rate is based upon their personal income tax rate. So when you're going to say that you're not going to allow a tax cut for those people that are $250,000 and above, $250,000 is not a lot of money for a small business owner, first and foremost. You're going to destroy our small businesses who are already under an incredible tax burden, who are already worried about what this health care law is going to do to them, who are already putting more and more Americans on the unemployment rolls. But then you have someone like the Speaker Pelosi who turns around and says that unemployment checks are the means by which you can stimulate an economy and create jobs. This is the mentality that we're up against. This is what we are fighting against. And this is why this journey has brought me to this point. Because the United States of America that my father left these shores to defend in World War II, the United States of America that my older brother left these shores to defend in the Vietnam War, the United States of America that I left on countless of times in my 22 years to defend, the United States of America that my young nephew has already left twice to go serve in Afghanistan, is worth the fight. It's worth the freedoms. It's worth the liberty. It's worth understanding that we are an exceptional nation. We are an exceptional people. And there's nothing wrong about being proud of the accomplishments that we have done. Shame on anyone that wants to put us down and make us feel bad about what we have achieved and accomplished, because we are a beacon. We are a light. And that's why I'm here. Because I believe that we must come together with those lights and make it continue to shine. I always tell people that great line from President Ronald Reagan that said, "This America is a shining city on a hill. It is a beacon of hope for a world that if it goes out, there will be a new dark age." That is what is at stake in the November 2010 elections. Now I have to tell you something. It's so amazing to me that back in 2008, when this young guy came along and everyone figured he was just a rookie at this thing, nobody really paid any attention to him. Nobody was running negative attack ads against him because they didn't think anything about it. Nobody was paying the Florida Democrat Party to send a young man to follow me around everywhere that I go so that he can take what I'm saying. And here he is tonight, just the same as he was at 12 noon today at the First Baptist Church in West Palm Beach at a non-political event, trying to find something that he can take back to the Florida Democrat Party that they can use against me. This is how desperate the other side is. This is how fearful they are, not of me, but the voice that I bring, which is your voice. And I want to tell this young man one simple thing. Come here, young friend. Yes, you.
You want me to come up? Oh.
You see this young man right here? You tell your friends at the Florida Democrat Party that I am committed to this young man's future and legacy. That I do not care what you guys print, what you guys say, what negative attack ads that you run, because I will defeat you so that he has the legacy that my grandparents and my parents left to me. So you take that to the bank. My journey has brought me here. And as Joyce said, this is about being a warrior. And this is about standing up and fighting.
Republicans don't have
Because
to do
that is what this is about. And I'm going to send a message out to each and every one of us that are Republicans. In 1994, we had a contract with America. But 12 years later, about 2006, the American people did not recognize who the Republican Party was. We cannot afford to go back to those failed type of policies. You cannot have tax cuts and then grow the government and take a surplus and bring back a deficit. When I go to Washington, D.C., I don't care who it is. I am going, as Joyce said, for each and every one of you. I am not going up there to be a cheerleader. I'm going up there to be a fighter. Because this America cannot be lost. And I will not have my grave say that he didn't have the courage, that he didn't have the conviction, he didn't have the character, he didn't have the commitment to the American people to stand up with competence and love of country to make sure that that young man had exactly what was left to each and every one of us. That's why I go forth. And I don't care how late I have to stay up at night. I will not grow tired. I will not grow weary. I will lock my shields with Joe Budd. I will lock my shield with Karen Harrington. And we will stand in the gap to fight for each and every one of you. And don't let anyone tell you that something is not winnable. If they had told Hannibal he couldn't cross the Alps, guess what? He did it anyhow. If they told Alexander at the age of 28 you could not conquer the known world, he did it anyhow. They told Julius Caesar he couldn't cross the Rubicon, he did it anyhow. They told our founding fathers they could not stand up to the greatest empire known to man at the time, the British Empire. 234 years later, here we are, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. That's what we